I'd like you to be reflecting, writing the appropriate equation that goes along with a delta H of formation. You should be able to take a look at any compound and write the corresponding delta H of formation reaction. Now, it's not the easiest reaction necessarily to do in the lab, but it's the easiest reaction to predict. So let me give you an example, and then I'm going to ask you to try the next two, and then we'll go over it. So let's say we want to write a reaction that corresponds to the delta H of formation for methane. So the idea here is you would look at the component or the constituent elements, and you would write them in their most stable form at standard state, form the product. But remember, in order for the delta H of this reaction to equal the delta H of formation, it has to be to form 1 mole of this product. Therefore, the equation has to be balanced such that the elements themselves may end up with different coefficients. So, of course, we need a 2 in front of the hydrogen. So I pause here for a minute. You may want to stop the video, take a second, and write out the reactions for forming sodium chlorate and sulfuric acid. So hopefully you paused the video and you attempted to write this out. Yeah, again, at first I might think, oh, how do I do this? But it's actually super easy and quite important. So the idea is sodium solid, chlorine gas, oxygen gas. So just list out the elements. I'll balance later. It's going to form sodium chlorate solid. Okay, so I noticed that it's 1 sodium, forming 1 sodium in the compound, but diatomic chlorine, but only 1 atom of chlorine in the compound. So therefore, I'm going to need to have a half in front of the chlorine. And of course, I've got 4 oxygens in the compound, so 2 in front of the oxygen. For sulfuric acid, hydrogen gas reacting with sulfur solid to form oxygen gas, or pardon me, with oxygen gas to form sulfuric acid. And I need to put, of course, a 2 in front of the oxygen. Now, technically speaking, if we really wanted to make things super complicated, sulfur exists as this octaatomic complex in its most stable form, so we'd have to put 1/8, but that's a little bit of a pain. And so often we ignore the fact that sulfur is octaatomic. Okay, so that's our reactions that correspond to the delta H of formation.